Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the trading recap. I believe this is episode number 7. And boy, oh boy, do we have some good news, bad news, and news. Essentially, we have news. This is gonna be a jam-packed episode. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's hop on TradingView first and see where we're at. So this is our TradingView on the 15-minute time frame. It's doing all right. It's a crazy fall off. And I'm thinking this is potentially going to be the beginning of a downtrend, potentially. That's why I have it kind of marked up using demand and supply. Excuse me. So we can see that the market was trending up, and I was making these. It's kind of a mini one. We can say these. They made a low. They made an equal high. Made a lower low. Sort of flirted with this zone right here, and then broke that low to the downside, and now it's making sort of, so we were in a bullish trend, and we sort of consolidated in this zone and finally broke this low and back up. So using my no, it's not mine, using supply and demand, I was saying if you broke this trend, then it's potentially the beginning of a sell. So I have the low broken, I have my supply zone marked, and I'm saying, okay, I'm waiting to see if it'll respect this zone. So I have my alert set on there to see if it respects the zone and start the downtrend. In other words, we're waiting to see if it's going to respect this downtrend. But if it doesn't, we also have an alert on the peak of this high. We have an alert so that if it goes above, then okay, we know, okay, we're back to the uptrend, and this was just a pullback, a huge pullback, and then we can look in for more buys. But if it respects this zone, then we can look for sales to make a lower low. So look for sales back to the downside. And using the moving average, we can see, it fell back to this level right here that we had marked in previous episode. So I'm thinking it's resistance turn support for it to go back up, since we're still above the 50 moving average. Maybe not, but this supply and demand setup right here will let us know. Oh, I think phone just came off the it's low on battery. How is that possible? How is that possible? Give me a second, guys. Let me get this fixed. Okay, I'm back. So as I was saying, we have these zones marked out. It didn't close, or it came below the 50 moving average. Retested this zone. If we can extend the zone a little, that'll be great. So it retested that zone. There's this huge call it a fair value gap, or call it whatever it is, inducement, whatever it is you want to call it. And now it's going back up. So at this point, the overall trend is bullish, in the 1 hour, in the 4 hour, and the daily too. So I'm just waiting for confirmation to know if this was just a huge pullback and now we're back bullish. But we would know from this zone right here. If it retests the zone and goes back down, then we're going into a downtrend, and supply and demand is kicking in for sales. If it goes above this high, and we have an alert for that, if it goes above that high, then we're going into longs. So this is my analysis of the market, how it's currently looking now. Okay, what I want to get into next is updates on our accounts from episode 6. If I go to YouTube and we go to the channel studio and we go to content. So episode 6, we said regrowing our FX 500 account, and they all got 1 views and the like, but they're all private, so those views were me. So from here we're going to account. If we look at our balance on our FXify account, we'll see that we're at 99,268. Now that's a huge lump. I think we were at 92,000. I'm guessing we were on 92,000. Now we're 99,000. Even better news is, let's go to others. We go to failed, and we go to the bottom of the line. We made some, beautiful trade that we caught. We were at 91 or maybe 92,000. We had a 1,000. When was this? A sell. That's a sell. How the hell? I haven't taken a sell on this sell market. How is it a sell? They were all buys, by the way. I don't know what this is showing me here, but they were all buys. That we took, and we made $1,000 profit. We made $490. We lost $1,600. That's because we increased our lot to 0.5, and that was steep. And then we made 5,400, and we made 4,700. So this took us to 10,000. This took us to 10,000. And then we made 500. When we closed this too, I think our balance was 102,000, 101,500 when we closed this too. And then when we closed this one too, it went to 102,000. And then we closed this one 102,600 and some change. And then we had a huge loss, which brought us back to 99,000. So let's adjust that. Okay. So yeah, we had a terrible loss, and this loss came today, which in hindsight we may have left early. Because this is the $3,700 loss. In the 1 hour time frame, it shows better. We closed it somewhere here, for the $3,700 loss, and we got in somewhere in this candle right here. We got in here and we closed it right here. So that was a $3,700 loss, which in hindsight now, if we would have left it, it's probably going to be maybe in $2,000 loss right now. But we just wanted to cut our losses. So that's where we're at. And if we go to our FXify account, we can see FXify two-step funded. You can see that, you know, it will come back down to 90.92, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, highest daily profit is 7,000, reach on today the 29th. Well, yesterday it was 10,600. And the consistency rule is, you know, having me fucked up. But so there it is. We can see right here we were at that's not yesterday. I wish it was 100,400. Anyways, but you see the huge rise that we've had from literally $67 that where we are at. I think it was at 67 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, $67.63. And we've taken it back to currently 99,000. You know. And we were up, you know, $2,000, and now we're back to 99,000. You know, consistency rule is 7,800. So FXify two-step funded, we're doing well, even though we were supposed to be doing well. And the reason why we had this huge loss is when we got into the trade here, I did not set up a stop loss. My bad, I know. Please, in God's name, put your stop losses. I always have a stop loss on my trades, but for some reason, I did not have a stop loss on this. I just had buy and sat back. And I've been hit twice in 2 days for trading without a stop loss. Our next update then is going to be on our FTMO, which, you know, is a huge update. While that's happening, let's put this one back down. Okay, so this is our FTMO. I know, guys, I know. As you can see, you know, we breached our funded account. We breached our funded account. We breached our funded account. On the very first day of trading, we breached it. Our system detected max daily loss breach, and therefore your account was accrued for a thorough review. Kindly do not execute any new trades and contact us at support in case you do not hear from us within 24 hours, excluding weekends. So we blew it yesterday. Today is Thursday. I'm going to contact them tomorrow if, you know, and it's already been over today. So tomorrow I'll contact their support and see if there's anything, which I think that there's not going to be anything for me to do, but, you know, I'm going to contact them and see if their review can do anything for me. but we breached it on the very first try. We got our FTMO rewards account. So we went through the challenge, which is documented. We passed it. We went to the verification, which was 5%. We made 107. We passed it, and we got our rewards account finally, where we were supposed to make some profits and maybe do a payout, because a payout. Our rewards account started on January the 20th and ended January the 20th. Literally within 3 hours. 2 trades, 3 maybe, and that was it. I took the first trade. Well, this was the first trade. It was technically 2 trades because we had a buy on just a single volume, and then when it went in profit, we went in again with 10 more, which in hindsight was supposed to be 9 more to make it 10, because we were trading with 10 during the challenge and verification. But we went in with 10 more, and we were in drawdown of 1,300, and we closed the trade. Literally 1948 to 2032. No, this was when it closed. A couple minutes later, we got into another long, and this time it was still 11, but we had no stop loss. And I'll show you where we got burned right here. Let's go to the 50-minute time frame, because I still remember this like it's magic, because it just happened yesterday. This was where we entered. So we got in, I think we got in here the first time. We got in this trade here the first time, and then we went into some profits, and then we added 10 lots here. And then it came and draw down 1,300, and then we went out. And then it pushed back up, started pushing back up, went above this line, and we entered again with, this was our second trade then, a couple minutes later with 11, seeing that we've broken this zone. I should have waited for the close. That was my mistake. I entered without candle closure. So when we went above here and we were pretty strong, I went back in, and so I thought we were above this zone where sellers were. I didn't wait for the candle close. My mistake. But we went in here again with 11 lot sizes. It went up in profits, and then I was at work this time when I got in this trade. So I punched in the trade, boom. Couple minutes later, we were in profit. I said, okay, that's good. For some reason, I didn't have a stop loss. In hindsight, that was terrible. Please stop losses. So we went in profit and said, okay, we're good. Since we're out of this zone, it's just gonna close and keep on going. I checked my phone when it was here, and we were out. So after this $1,300 loss, we got back in here, made $1,000, and then it pulled, and then I drove from one work location to the next, and during that driving, this pull up came back into reverse and closed in the zone, and then the very next candle, this single candle kicked us out. Since we were already $1,300 in loss, we just needed what, $4,000 more to get kicked out. And so after this reversal, which we did not see and we did not have a stop loss, this single candle kicked us out. And we went in drawdown 4,000, and boom, we got kicked out. Here, this is what, 12:30. and this was at 2032 because CEST time, where it's 7 hours ahead. So 12:30 is 8:30. So right there we got kicked out and we lost 4,000, and on the same day we breached our rewards account on FTMO. Pain. I'm telling you, my day yesterday was ruined. I felt pain after all the work and dedication. A single mistake, no stop loss kicked us out. A single error, not waiting for candle to close above the zone, burnt us out after all the work we put in here. And when it got for us to get paid, we blew it. So all of yesterday, my day was ruined. My day just got burned. Just like that. Burned. Pain, man. You've never felt pain before. I've never felt that much pain in my chest when I blew this account yesterday. Literally in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, all the work got undone. Pain. And today, it almost cost us, because our FXify account, 5% drawdown and you're burnt. But luckily for us, we had enough buffer where the 3,000 and we closed at 3,002, but we had enough buffer where we could still be in the account, or else this would have been blown out too, and we would have lost 2 accounts in 2 days back to back. Serious pain. I'm still angry at myself up till now. The pain that I felt yesterday in my chest. We're gonna keep going. Also, another update. After we passed our FTMO verification and got funded, we signed the contract. If you go to certificates, we have passed the challenge on the 21st. 5 days later, we passed the verification, and then we signed our contract on the 27th. Verified prop trader, contract. We signed our contract on the 27th. On the 28th, we got our rewards account. On the 28th, we got our rewards account. And on the 28th, we got our rewards account. And on the 29th, and still on the same 28th, in the space of 1 hour, we blew the account. So yesterday was joy and pain. Joy because we made $10,000 on our FXify funded, and pain because we blew our FTMO funded rewards account. The other news is, when we passed our FTMO funded account, based on our trading journal, 2-step we've passed, we're building it up. FTMO 2-step 100K we did pass, and now it's blown. When we passed this and marked it up, we went into we bought the alpha swing, 2 alpha capital 2-step swing, but it was for 100K, not 200K. We bought the alpha swing for 2-step alpha swing 100K, and we're currently trading that right now, 2-step. So if we go into Alpha Capital, where we have the two-step, let's sign in. And let's go to our dashboard. So this is the Alpha Swing Challenge two-step. This was the evaluation phase 1, which I think it was 10% profit. Yep, it was 10% profit. We passed that in what? We've passed step 1, which was 10% profit. I think we made what? 12%, if I'm not making, yes, 12%. Yep, so we made 12%, but here it is right here. 3 trading days minimum, day 1, 0, no, day 2. Literally on the second day we passed the challenge. So we took a trade. We were down, had a drawdown of $2,800, and then we went into a trade again for $10,000, and then another trade for $4,400. So these two meant that $2,800 came out of here and covered this loss, and then the $10,000 from here meant that we will now hit the profit target, and so we were floating. We made $1,200, and in 4 trades, really. And we took 4 trades because the first trade we lost, the second trade we made 10,000, the third trade we made 4,000, which we passed the account here. So this was 3. We passed the account in 3 trades. The 4th trade was to satisfy the 3 trading days. Minimum 3 trading days. So we took the next trade, and we literally made $20. And we passed Alpha Swing 100K phase 1. And now we got an email saying, whoop, you passed the phase 1. Now I'll send you a login for phase 2. So here is the Alpha Swing phase 2 verification in progress with profit targets 5%, similar to FTMO. Profit target is 5,000, and we haven't taken any trade on here yet. Because since we're trading gold, I like to trade longs on gold because it's always going up. So I just like to trade with the trend. And looking at this setup right now, we do not have a possible long or short because let's put this in the 1 hour, because we're still undecided. I still don't know if this is really going to be a reversal to the downside or to the upside. So until we wait. So this zone is what is going to let us know where the market is going to go for gold. So if you retest this zone, we're going to get into a sell and just take it back down. So I'm thinking for the Alpha Capital evaluation, I have my supply and demand marked up. If this supply and demand works out here, this is a 1 to 7. So we're gonna hit our profit target fairly easily, raised $1,000, made $7,000, or you can close it after 5,000. But usually I like to close it. If it goes our way, we may get into the trade with $1,000, and when it gets to here, 6 ways to reward, we can close, so that way we know that we've made 6,000, 6% instead of 5, and we know that we've passed the challenge in terms of the amount. What would be left would be the trading days, and with the 1,000 floating that we have, we can just take a sell or a buy on the lowest possible lot, maybe 0.01 lot, with a sell or a buy, just to satisfy the 3 trading days, and that should be good. So I have my demand and supply marked up for Alpha Capital. and I also have it marked up for our FX 500 account. So if it plays out, we can risk maybe $500 here, or maybe $1,000. If we risk $1,000 here too, and it goes down, we make 7,500. That will keep us in maybe 7,500 plus into 99,000. That would be $6,700 in profit. That would be good too. So trying to two birds with one stone. But until then, this is the boring part of trading, is we wait. And the lessons I'm taking from this journey is to always use a stop loss. Always use a stop loss. And yeah, use a stop loss, man. Use a stop loss. My stomach still hurts from that FTMO rewards account getting blown in 1 hour. I felt like I was rushing. Why was I rushing? I've already passed it. I felt like I was rushing. But anyways, we keep on grinding. So that's where we are at. Everything being good, we would have been funded 2 accounts past phase 1 of Alpha Capital. Waiting now for the evaluation to be funded 3 accounts. But it is what it is. We're funded 1 account, which we've gone back to almost a break even, 100K. And we're in phase 2 of our second funded account now. So, this still bites my stomach. I don't know. Queued for a total review. I don't know, man. I do not know. Kindly do not excite. I'm trying to be hopeful for this when it says kindly do not execute any trades and contact us, and in case you do not hear from us within 24 hours. So I'm waiting. I haven't heard from them in 24 hours yet, so I'm still just waiting and see if they'll tell me anything. So this is our Alpha Capital email. Alpha Capital created when we bought the account. And these were just some FTMO news that came in on the 27th. And then we bought the Alpha Capital account and still on the 27th. We changed the password, and this was an email saying, congratulations, account days has successfully met the objective of phase 1 of the evaluation. Within 24 hours, pass shortly, you receive the second stage account. So yeah. And 11:33 got the next email saying congratulations on passing the phase 1 of the swing assessment. Demonstrated capital management, ability to manage risk. You're now entering the final stage of the assessment, which is final stage of the assessment stage. You have infinite time to complete the assessment. However, please be advised that there is a 30-day inactivity limit. So this is a swing, 100K, ECG markets, blah, 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 blah. Kind regards. So yeah. And since then, we haven't heard nothing from FTMO yet. So, I may have to email them tomorrow saying, I haven't, my account is queued for review. I haven't heard anything. What's going on? Can you give me a second? Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Please, God. Please, God. Please let them just give me a warning and say, Jesus, I don't think they're going to give me a warning. They're not. I'm trying to be hopeful. to say after the review they're gonna do something, but I don't think they're gonna do something. It's a prop firm, man. They're not gonna do nothing for me. So I probably said the account is gone. You know. And if it's gone, we're only gonna have to wait until we pass the Alpha Capital verification phase, get funded, request a payout, and then use that payout to maybe get an FTMO account next time. That'll be the plan, because I want to check this off one at a time. Do the FTMO, then do the alpha. You know, we passed the FTMO and then bought the alpha and then blew the FTMO. Oh Jesus, my God, this is painful. Oh, this is this is hurt. This is hurt, man. Hurt. This is what being hurt feels like. How can you start on January 28th and end on January 28th? This is hurt, my boys. Hurt. Anyways, so that's the review for today. That's where we are at with our accounts and stuff. And on that note, I will sign out. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you all for watching today.